Well, welcome back, folks. And as I prepare to paint the seat and the seat spring on the Ford 8N, which will probably be a few days or a week yet, I'm waiting for the right weather conditions because I have to paint outside. I did start gathering together some of the items required to do the painting, that is the paint and the spray guns. And I thought some folks might be interested in seeing the options that I'm considering as I prepare to paint. And I really have several different paint gun options, which we'll talk about in a minute. And over here, of course, is the paint that I'm going to be applying, paint and primer. So let's start with a little more detail talking about the paint itself, and then we'll move on to the equipment. I think I touched on this once before, but these are, this is the paint I'm going to be using for the seat and the seat spring. Used it in the past. It's worked out really well for me. I know there is some disagreement online regarding the quality of this brand of paint, but I can tell you that for my purposes in the past, it's worked really well, and I have no concerns about using it for this application at all. And in fact, I already have all the materials anyway. So this is the primer. This is the high gloss black paint. Got about half a can there. I've got a little bit more of this. This is the reducer, i.e. thinner, if you will, that goes with it. And this is the hardener, or a hardener. You don't have to use this. I will. The intention behind a hardener is to speed up the dry process, the drying time. In other words, shorten the drying period, and it will give it a little higher gloss and allegedly make the finish harder. I can't attest to most of those, but I do use it because I have it, and it's never created problems for me in the past. This paint, according to the label, is intended to be reduced 8:1. That is 8 parts of paint to 1 part reducer. And I will use these mixing cups right here. They're all pre-designated depending on the ratio of the paint that you're mixing. I've used these many times. In fact, I've reused these. I think all of these paint mixing cups have been, in fact, used in the past when I painted motorcycles and other pieces of equipment. I just cleaned them well. A lot of people just throw them away, but I reuse them. And we'll talk about that more in a moment. But the paint is designed to be reduced, and 8:1. This is, I believe, I'd have to double check the label, I think 16:1, so you use half or less of this to the 8:1 mixture. So that's the paint we're going to be using. Let's talk about the equipment. In terms of spray equipment, I've got 2 main options. These are the 2 most common options you'll find today. The purple guns are the HVLP, high volume, low pressure, very commonly used today, in particular automotive work or fine painting and detailing. These are what I have used in the past, and I have used all 3 of these when I've painted motorcycle tins and bodywork. And as some of you know, has been with me for a while, I have done some of my own painting on motorcycles. I haven't done it in a few years now, but I used to do a fair amount of it. This is really an older style of spray equipment. It's essentially a pressure pot. This tank is pressurized when you apply air here, and this holds the paint, of course, of the finish of the top coat or the primer. I have used this. I've never used this to paint motorcycles. I have used this pressure pot to spray latex when I painted garage doors and similar, and it actually works very well for thicker bodied, heavier finishes and paints like latex. You do have to thin it a bit, of course, but this lays down a really nice finish with heavier bodied paints. Probably won't use it for this project, I'm thinking right now, but I did want to just share this with you, make you aware that I do in fact have the equipment. I think I'm going to use the HVLP, probably the larger of the 3. This is the standard HVLP, high volume, low pressure. These are, this is all inexpensive equipment, by the way. I probably paid at the time, and it's been a while now, but so it's be more, I bet I don't have more than $80 in all of this paint equipment, including the pot, pressure pot style, and these 3 spray guns, 75, 80 US dollars. Today it might be 50% more than that. I don't know, I haven't priced them recently, but these tools are all well used. They might not look like it, but they are. I just am very diligent and very particular about cleaning them when I'm done, so that I don't have to, be concerned with function in another spray application later because I didn't do a good job cleaning it previously. So all of these have been used, especially these two. I think I've used this detail gun once or twice. Here's the whole kit in case you wanted to see it. Got a little cleaning brush, and there's the tank that threads onto the side. It fits here. These two larger guns, the ones I've used the most, use this larger gravity feed pot. I think for this paint, I can thin it. I think 8:1 is going to be a thin enough ratio that I will be able to spray with this. And in fact, the last time I sprayed it, which is that paint, it's been a few years now. I believe I used this gun and it worked. It worked as I would have expected. I didn't have any trouble with it at all. So my intention going in is to probably use this gun initially, and if for some reason I have trouble, I do have other options here, of course. So we talked briefly about the mixing cups. So 8:1, let me see if I can find it on here, it's right here. This is the mixing column that I will use to mix up 8:1. And then of course, here's my inline regulator with a filter. I will replace this filter with a new one. This is, well, it's been a long time since I've used this. And this filter's been around a long time. I just tossed them. These are disposables. I do have a new one. And I'll put a new filter, inline filter in. And this is, of course, your pressure adjustment. And as the name implies, high volume, low pressure. You run very light pressure in these high volume, low pressure guns. I'm going to say around 20, 25 psi, depending on the finish that you're trying to spray. So I think that's going to be it for this video today, folks. Again, it was just a little bit of a teaser and to give you a sense of my equipment, spray equipment, and the finish that I'm going to be using, bring everybody up to speed. The next video in this series will probably be the preparation of the seat in the spring, that is media blasting, cleaning, and depending on how that goes, we might even get into painting or at least priming at that point. But it's going to be it for this video today. Any issues, questions, thoughts, drop me a note. Otherwise, as usual, thanks for watching.